Hi, welcome to the kitchen. I'm Bryony.
Always get caught out. And
Yeah.
I'm Tracy. And today we're going to be cooking a 1-pan beautiful Indian pilaf rice with tomatoes, coconut, chicken breast, beautiful fresh spinach from my garden, curry leaves from the garden, nuts not from my garden. And we're still on that gorgeous New Season's garlic from Mark Ravlich's class, so we're very, very lucky. So the recipe is a really great one for just cooking in one pan, and so
It's my favourite way of cooking.
Yeah, I have started off the recipe by frying an onion. It's not very many ingredients really in this, is there? And I think it can be really versatile as well. As I'm cooking this, I'm going, oh, you could do this with it, you could do that. So, just allowing this onion in light extra virgin olive oil, because we don't want a huge olive oil tasting Indian
And it's not
dish.
traditional Indian, so you can use a vegetable oil or
You can definitely use a vegetable oil, but
olive oil we like.
It's probably
much
better
healthier for you, yeah.
Yeah. So into the Dream Farm garlic crusher.
And don't forget your curry leaves.
Oh yeah, and I'll get the curry leaves. I'm just
So you've got
busy
cinnamon
with
in
this.
there. And
I'm just seeing how far. Bry's not paying attention at all because she's, being sensible.
whoa! Cut my
Um,
chilli.
And we're
That's
going
some
to.
garlic.
If you haven't got fresh curry leaves. That was quite good, wasn't it? That was like 4 out of 4.
All right,
If you haven't
I'm
got
gonna
fresh
do
curry
this.
leaves, then you can definitely use dried. But fresh curry leaves are really fantastic. I've got
And
some
they're
from
going
the
in.
garden, and you can either just go like that, pull them backwards to pull the leaves off like that. I like eating them. It's like an extra vegetable, isn't it? Oh, okay.
Oh, you
Yeah.
want to toast those first?
Yeah, well, no,
I just want to get
whatever.
rid of my chili off this board, so I can cut the
you
tomatoes.
just well, let's turn this
So
up a
we're
little
just
bit.
going crazy here and putting it.
Green chili, and if you like
the
it a
wrong
little bit
order.
hotter, then obviously I'd eat that on toast. Actually, obviously you
What,
can
onions and
yeah.
chili and curry
Look at the
leaves?
curry leaves. That
Right,
looks
tomatoes.
so beautiful, doesn't it? Sourdough though.
Just so if you missed it, I did take the seeds out of the chili and seeds and membranes with the teaspoon, but of course leave it in if you want it spicy.
yeah,
spicier,
That's what I was going to
put
say.
more chili.
Yeah. Absolutely, and more chili, and you can put more chili at the end. But anyway, we're just getting this basic sort of pilaf rice on. If you like ginger can also go in there, some fresh ginger. And while we're just talking as well, just to say that if you're watching us live, very welcome to ask questions as we go along, whether you're on Facebook, whether you're watching us from the live stream area of our Cooks Collective membership.
Say hello.
And do say hello to us and ask us any questions if you want to. So we're cooking an Indian pilaf rice, and we're sort of zhuzhing it, as they say in India, with some extra vegetables and some chicken in here as well. So it's a one-pot dish. So I'm going to increase the colour of this beautiful. See, I love that. This is why I like cooking in a pan, like not in something covered like a Thermomix, because I can see this and I'm already in love with it.
Anti-Thermomix.
I'm
But
already
yeah,
in
you're
love
not
with
going to
it.
get the colour, but I
And
believe
we're
the
going
new
to
one is.
Pop
You can brown. Sorry. Go on.
turmeric on here,
Yeah.
turmeric or turmeric. Just use the Madras one. I'm just trying to.
That's really
like
what you're doing, tapping your foot.
I'm just putting the
Oh, I thought
turmeric
you were
all
gonna
over my
doing
chef's
a
pants.
tap dance over
I
there.
just don't. Look, not even moving. That's amazing. So, and we've got not that one. Garam masala as well. So garam masala is a wonderful spice mix. Masala meaning mix, a wonderful spice mix that is a mixture of cloves and cinnamon and fennel and caraway and pepper and cardamom. So quite sort of top notes. Often this will actually be used at the end of a dish as well. So
A
you can
finishing
always,
spice.
yeah, you can always finish. Oh my gosh, that smells good. doesn't
Yeah.
it? And I have put a decent amount of salt on the onions
onions
as well
to start
off
with, so
with.
they've
It
been seasoned at the start.
Yeah, it just makes it so
And
nice. In go the
Whoop, except
fresh
for the
cherry tomatoes minus 1/2.
But not tread on that.
Into the dish. Now, the thing that I've learnt by cooking this and sort of developing it,
Oh,
this
it's really
recipe,
good.
is that you've got all the, you've got tomatoes in here, which are really quite sweet.
Yeah.
We've got rice, which is very bland. We've also got coconut milk, which has got no salt in it, and we've got water, which is
coconut milk's
fairly
a bit
liquidy
sweet
as
too.
well. Yeah. So if we don't, I'd love to take a picture of that. How
Yeah, that
gorgeous
looks really
is
great.
that? You know what you could do with this? Scramble some eggs
Yeah.
and put that through the scrambled eggs, and you've got an Indian breakfast.
Nice.
Wouldn't it be? I think that would be fantastic. Now we've got a very super duper lid that fits on our solid Technics pan. It's basically a very old pizza tray I've had for about 15 years.
But it
But it
works.
works a treat, doesn't it? Works a treat. So these lovely big pans are so fantastic on the stove to cook lots of big
This
things
is
in, isn't
some
they?
beautiful spinach from Tracy's garden.
I know.
Freshly picked spinach.
I know. Cameraman grows it and keeps it alive.
Right.
I actually plant the seeds, right? This is
Okay.
how it goes
There's
in
a
the
process,
shade house.
yeah.
I plant the seeds, then I just completely abandon the whole thing until it's grown.
And then you
the
want-
cameraman looks after it, all of it, whilst it's growing, makes
Yeah.
sure that everything's right in the shade house, and then I go in and pick it and cook it.
Well done.
Oh, it's quite a good,
Teamwork.
yeah, quite a good deal. I'm going to throw this away, the stalks. So we just wait until the until those tomatoes have just sort of wilted down just a little bit.
So you're wanting them start
I
getting a
just
bit
want
pulpy.
to, I just want them to soften up just a little bit. And when you pop a lid on like this, it keeps all the steam in. So it's known as sweating. Like professional chefs will say, let's sweat the vegetables, shall we?
So
Like that.
Don't sweat the small stuff.
Don't sweat the small stuff, just sweat the small tomatoes.
Uh-huh.
So we're going to try and do this in a bit of a hurry because it's a bit boring watching rice cook, isn't it, really? So we'll pretend that that's sweated down now. There we are. And in goes the rice. So I'm going to season it again with the salt. And so many people say to us, salt,
you're using so much
You've
salt.
got to have salt. You've got to have salt in your diet. Unless your doctor has said don't,
Yep.
please put salt in your food, because apparently I was told this week by Hayley also that you've got some sort of, and I'm starting to tell you this, so I'm going to have to finish what I've started, just like on Mastermind. There's some sort of something inside you that have got trapdoors that open and close, but they only will open and let all the minerals in if you've got sodium or potassium in there. I think they're called sodium doors or some trapdoors or something like that. If Hayley's watching, can she please let us know what dribble I just...
In your blood vessels, you're saying?
Blood vessels?
No?
No, it's somewhere in your body, but I've...
Oh, when you were
yeah.
saying the trap doors, that's... Sorry. Okay.
Yeah, well, yeah. Wherever it
Lets
is.
the blood
but
flow up and down,
she was
'cause
saying to me that
Not
you
our
need-
area of expertise,
you-
obviously.
You need to have salt in your body and all those beautiful minerals from there as well. So the rice, we've put the rice in. We're going to talk a little bit about the rice. I'm going to turn my nut pan up as well so that I can get that on the go. And once the rice has absorbed some of that beautiful spiciness and some lovely little flavour from the tomatoes, I'm going to add some coconut milk to that. That looks so beautiful. And I'm also going to add another 400 mils of hot water. Oops. Hot water, so I'm just getting it from the hot water tap in a metal can. So it's hot, so we'll only do 300 mils like that. And then I'll bring another 100 mils over because otherwise it goes right
I
up
was
to the
like
top and
thinking,
it's really
what's-
hot.
What's wrong with the metal can?
Well, you
I
try it.
see,
It's very,
yes,
very
I
hot.
get it.
Metal conducts heat, doesn't it?
Yes. Got it.
So I'm going to turn this up so that this comes up to a simmer. We've got a cinnamon stick in there as well. I don't know whether I told you about that, but we've got a cinnamon stick in there too. It's not super important, really. But you don't want to, in a pilaf rice, put lots of spice in here, like ground spice. It's just not really conducive to pilaf rice. So you don't really want to put like ground cinnamon in here. And so you could put lots of other different things like cumin seeds in here. You could put coriander seeds in here. You could put a couple of cardamom seeds in there.
Star anise.
Star anise.
Peppercorns.
Well, star anise would be lovely in there, wouldn't it? We should actually put a couple of star anise in there, perhaps. So now that's simmering, I'm going to pop the lid on, and we're going to put the
having
timer
whole
on.
spices allows the flavours to infuse over that time that it's cooking with.
Correct, and you don't want lots of like sludge in there from the spices.
Sludge.
Because it doesn't have a sauce, does it? It's
No.
not like a curry with a sauce.
Got it.
So I can hear that that's bubbling away like mad. So I'm actually going to might turn the outside ring on here, like that, and turn it right down to its
obviously
lowest.
been shredding the spinach and cutting the chicken up, which I'll now wash my hands and season that.
Absolutely, because I found I said to Bri, when we were talking about this recipe, I said, why don't we add some chicken to this, how I would make a risotto at home. And so I'd make like a risotto, maybe it would be mushroom and spinach, let's say, make a mushroom spinach risotto. And then I'd just stir through some chopped up chicken breast towards the end, so that you're just having it cooking for 4 or 5 minutes. Oh yeah, don't sneeze in the microphone.
Can I walk off for a second? Can you talk for a minute?
Yeah, and you might have to go like that,
Yeah.
otherwise it goes right.
Can
in
you
the
switch me off for a
cameraman's-
moment?
Oh no, you're just going to switch her off. So, all by myself. She's going to have a quick sneeze out there. And I was saying to Bri, let's do the same sort of thing with a pilaf rice, because just before it's finished cooking, we can just before it's finished cooking, we can pop the chicken in and allow that to finish off cooking, because it's very lean chicken breast. So if it hasn't got any fat on it, if we fried that off at the beginning with the tomatoes and the onions, it would be very dry and tough by the time.
And you were thinking about poaching the chicken originally, but we poached chicken last week.
We did.
So we thought we'd put it through, and then that's all one less dish as well.
Otherwise, if you want to poach your chicken, watch last week's video where we made such a long time ago. I can't remember.
Poached chicken with lemongrass and something.
Was it?
Lemongrass was in the poaching water.
Oh, that's right.
I don't know. It was
Oh,
so
it's
last
so
week. I have no
delicious.
idea what we were doing.
Cameraman can't even remember. If anyone out there is watching and they can tell us what we cooked last week, because we're always on to the next thing.
That's
Bri,
right,
aren't we?
absolutely.
We're
Oh,
always. I'm just keeping that just in case I don't need it, because we're trying to rush that through and have that cook a little bit quicker. So the other things that I wanted to talk to you about is we've got some raw cashews here. And we're just going to pop those into the pan that has been heating for a little while, and we're going to toast them. I haven't got the oven on, so if you've got the oven on, so if you're making a cake or whatever you're
toast
doing,
them in the oven.
or you're cooking your bread or whatever you're doing in there, then pop them in the oven, because that makes sense, doesn't it? But if you haven't got the oven on, there's no point in
Putting it
heating
on
out to 180, baking these for, like, toasting them for 6 to 8 minutes, etc., etc. So I always think, well, if you're cooking on the stove, then toast your nuts on the stove. So I've got this on about a medium heat, and you just got to be obviously a bit careful that you don't burn them. And you've just
I have
got
a
to
tendency to do that.
toss them.
Oh, you did too,
Toss
didn't
them.
you, last week when we were testing?
No.
Didn't burn the cashews.
Don't burn
I think we've got a
anything.
question or something. Natalie and Sally, hello. Salad in a jar. Thanks so
Oh,
much.
you are
awesome.
gorgeous.
Yeah, I was trying to think what we were.
I actually
Awesome.
ate that
That's a
salad in that jar the next day for lunch.
And was it
the
crunchy?
noodles were okay, because we were talking about whether the noodles
with
would
the
be a little
sauce.
bit sort of
Yeah,
squishy.
yeah.
But I think if you were going to, I think we discussed it with somebody else who asked a question about keeping the sauce separately. You could do that, or put the chicken on the bottom. I think it would be better. And then the chicken doesn't like soak up the sauce, but then you toss it with the noodles when you get it on the plate, don't you?
Yes.
So that's how, But yes, it was salad in a jar, and it was very beautiful. So toast the nuts in a frying pan if you're on the stove, but if you've got the oven on, then pop them in there, because you get a really nice even toast in the oven. Whereas you can see already with these little ones, they're getting like little dots on them.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't mind the look, do you?
No, but I do prefer them roasted in the oven. or just buy them roasted?
You can. Now that was the next thing. I was
Okay,
gonna say
sorry.
Is if
Or
you've
I
only
would just
got
buy them roasted.
salted cashews that you have with your gin and
Or have
tonic or your
unsalted
beer
cashews
or
in the
wine.
cupboard. Yes.
Yeah, then use salted because we want to salt this anyway because
Yeah.
it can be quite bland. So I always used to think, why on earth do they say unsalted nuts all the time? Well, I guess then you can use your own salt, can't you? You can put in as much as you want to. But if you've only got salted cashews, use them. And if you're really worried about them, put them in a little tea towel and rub some of the salt off.
They're not
Don't you
overly
reckon?
salty.
Because otherwise, you go, I have to go out and buy some. Then you have to buy like X amount, and I'm just going to check on this, see how it's going. Yeah. Oh,
But
delicious.
Another little tip is that we keep all our nuts and seeds in the freezer because that keeps them nice and fresh. Nothing worse than then going to get your nuts out.
Nothing worse.
Nothing worse. And they've
Weevils.
weevils.
People.
That's it.
I say
Yes,
people
I think
living
we
in
have
the pantry.
Another question. Statement. Tracy loved the chicken salad satay.
Not me.
Thank you.
Another
Not
Tracy. Okay.
Another
Fantastic
Tracy.
Tracy. Good.
Excellent.
Good.
It
I was
was
going to
nice.
say I might ask you to chop my nuts up in a minute, and you've cleared all your balls away.
Well,
and
it
everything,
was
haven't
chicken
you?
board, so
Yeah, well, no, that's
I will get-
absolutely. So the other thing we were going to talk to you about while this is ticking away is rice. So we are using the basmati rice. Basmati rice, not the basmati rice, basmati rice. Now, we have been using for years here. Well, we started off, didn't we, with the Dehraduni. I think I knew you when we were cooking the Dehraduni rice, not sure. Dehraduni rice, which I have been told is, we'll keep that out in a minute, which I've been told is one of the best quality rices to come out of India. But you can't buy it everywhere. It's definitely not available in supermarkets, like major supermarkets. But if you go to Asian or Indian supermarkets, of course, there, and you buy it in 5 kilo bags, which is brilliant because I don't know why I use Dehraduni, basmati rice, for when I want white rice. That's my rice of choice. So I don't have long grain white rice. I have brown rice and I have white rice. So my basmati is my white. So I'll do that with whether it be fried rice, like Chinese fried rice, whether it's with a
So you get these
Thai.
beautiful long grains, and what you're looking for is the golden cellar basmati rice.
Yes. So when we couldn't find the Dehraduni, the other one that we were told, in fact, by Valentine, who makes Goan cuisine from Goa in India, but he makes it here in Perth, which we'll tell you about in a second. But he said to me, two basmati rices are the best. Dehraduni basmati and Cellar basmati. So Cellar is parboiled, isn't it?
It is, and that actually retains the nutrients in the rice. It seals it
does
in.
it?
Yes, that's what I
Okay.
read. And you can get, if you can find it, the brown cellar basmati.
Nice.
I keep meaning to
okay.
get that
Yeah.
when I go in. But I read as well.
She's
Small
well
info.
read, isn't she?
What is the Indian? Is it Ayurvedic? They're like the Chinese medicine. This is the Indian medicine.
Oh, okay. That's
They
what
say-
Asafoetida is.
They
as well.
say to eat white rice in winter and when your metabolism slows down, and eat brown rice in summer when your metabolism
Speeds up.
speeds up.
There you go. There you go. So, Cellar being slightly. The cameraman. Well, I know. I was so fascinated by
So
what Bri
fascinating.
was saying.
My interesting facts about rice. It's my
So
fault.
what we do when this happens is you take any nuts that are particularly dark black out.
Like that one.
Yeah. There's only a couple. They're
Alright,
only
I'm
black
just
on
gonna-
one side.
I'll turn them over this way and we'll pretend that they're not black. How's your rice going?
So I don't know. Now I'm just totally lost. Cellar basmati is also really great because it doesn't stick together when it's cooked.
Yeah, beautiful long grains. Check the Asian supermarket. Our local one to us is that I go to and purchase this.
I'm sort of
Purchased a
thinking
bag last week.
another
is
minute or so, and then I'll pop the chicken in.
Chan's at Myrie. Go see. Who's funny? Natalie thinks
No.
we're funny.
Yeah,
Are you
not-
just
not
laughing
you.
at us, at
No,
her,
not you.
laughing at you, or with you?
She's probably laughing.
She's
at
laughing
me.
with me at you.
Thanks, Nat. Mwah.
Anyway, I was saying, Chan's in
Yes.
Myrie. Go and see Estelle.
Oh, okay.
Yes,
She knows you.
she knows me. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm there all the time.
And why should they go and see Estelle?
Just at Myrie because she's.
Oh, because she knows
she's
what
got the
rice,
rice.
you have. Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, no, it's good. It's good. You could pop into Bunnings there.
Yeah, that'd be handy.
I'm just going to throw away my black nuts here. Okay, there we
They're
are.
a bit hot. before.
Lovely. Oh, I just thought I'd tidy up. Okay, so couple of minutes, and we'll add the rice now. No, to the rice we will add the chicken. So do season the chicken before you add that to the rice. It's definitely important. Look at that, just like 1 minute, and it's ready to go. So I'm just going to,
So I've just cut it into small pieces so it'll cook really quickly.
and you don't, and you can eat this with a spoon, which I
Yes.
absolutely love.
I like meals with bowl and spoon. You like meals on a plate
Oh,
most of
no.
the time.
Oh, do I? Okay.
You'll grab a plate, I'll grab a bowl.
Yeah, and I do like eating things with a spoon and a bowl. I think it's
And
think
it's something
it's
so
really
you can
good.
eat in front of the TV.
yeah, it's casual, isn't it? It's just really nice. Okay,
And
so
this,
oh yeah, so Brian was joking earlier on because I think in the recipe I've written add the spinach and encourage it. Put the lid on to encourage it to wilt.
wilt. I was like,
So tell them
Okay.
your joke.
I was going, come on then, come on.
You
can
do it. So I might
Hilarious.
actually add that other water because that would make it just the right amount of water as well. And I'm going to encourage this to wilt. This beautiful spinach. Oh my gosh, I can feel the goodness already.
That's
Just-
right. And you were saying before about putting
It does make my mouth
anything
water.
else in there.
Yes.
I was
Yes.
thinking
What would you put in?
cauliflower
Yes.
because we like a bit of cauliflower rice type thing.
At this stage
And the
or
curry,
earlier,
so-
when would you put it in?
Well, it depends how much you like it cooked and how small it is. I'd probably go more rice style and fold it through. Yeah, probably at this stage.
Oh, would you? So you chop it really quite well.
Yeah.
Yeah, quite small so that you can put it through. And actually, it'd be
And then
really
it's
nice
still-
if it's got a little bit of a bite to it, don't you
Yeah,
think?
that's right. I think we've got another question statement.
Yes, can do.
Can I put it this
And
way?
there
Show the
are
rice.
there are different types of cellar. See,
Mhm.
cellar basmati. Different types of cellar. Different not varieties, different brands. That's what I'm trying to say. Different brands of cellar basmati. So you don't necessarily have to get the dawati, do you? Or
No, but
dawat.
I haven't seen it
Anywhere on any other one. We never
No.
used to get that one though, did we?
because this one, no. I don't remember. That was
No,
like
we
years
can't-
I've
we
been
can't
buying
remember.
it just from the Asian supermarket as we need it rather than ordering like a box of the stuff.
Well, we had it
but
from the Indian supermarket from
yeah, but
Prime
if you
products.
go to there's lots of Indian ones on High Street, supermarket High Street in whatever that suburb is.
I'm sorry if anyone's watching this not in Perth, but I'm sure you'll know where your places are to.
But they just they were out of stock for a bit, so I only just got it back in last
That's
week.
the problem. Once the
Yeah, so
once
if you see
because
it-
it's such a popular rice, once that's used, it's
Well,
no longer available.
And I even had
like
Estelle from Chan say, "Oh, is that good rice? Is it?" And I'm like, "Oh, yes, it's very good."
taking advice from us.
Yes,
now.
because I
Fantastic.
do a lot of shopping.
Yes, it's very, very good rice. And I love it even with the stroganoff or with a fricassee. It's just beautiful rice.
It's nice. Fried rice, very good. Yes, another Nat.
Hubby does a plate and she does a bowl.
Oh, Nat, thanks for that. Your husband is a plate man and you're a bowl.
Ah, Usually
Yeah.
it's the other way round, isn't it? Men like bowls.
like-
but
I don't
maybe
know.
I'm being very sort of...
With the the plate thing, you know, you can't just have a spoon and a plate. You have to.
No, you
So you've
can't.
gotta
You have
have-
to have a spoon and a fork and a plate.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's where my English
Well, I just wanna-
upbringing, like
Yeah,
having
exactly.
eating dessert with a spoon and a fork.
Mm-hmm.
It's very, very important.
That's looking awesome.
Do you think?
So you could
I'm
put
quite
any
happy
sort of
with it.
vegetables through it,
Oops.
really.
Yeah, you certainly could.
That's
And
why I say
think-
the cauliflower, because it takes on that curry flavour.
Yeah.
Curried cauliflower
Yeah.
is beautiful.
Would you mind just
And-
getting me out a teaspoon, please? Because I just want to, just for the last 2 minutes of cooking this, I just want to make sure that we've got the right
seasoning.
sort of seasoning. So when you're tasting for seasoning, literally just cover your spoon like that, because if you go like that and like that, you're going to burn your mouth and then you won't be able to taste it when you eat it for dinner. But I want to.
If I was at home, I just would have licked it off the spatula, so
Would you?
and it wouldn't have been hot.
I know, but we're not at home now, are we?
No.
Well, it's almost like being
Well,
home,
it
home
is for
from
us.
home. Yeah. So a little bit more, because I prefer that last bit of salt to actually cook in to the mixture rather than salting it just before you serve it.
Yeah. That's just like a layer of salt
it's
on the top, as
delicious,
opposed
isn't
to
it?
it is really
It's
good.
better than that last one I've made.
Oh,
That's
good.
much better. So, yeah. Oh, the
Any
cameraman
cashews?
sort of went, oh, yeah, it's okay. So spoiled. Yeah. So, on go the cashews. Do you want to sprinkle the nuts? Sprinkle them.
Sprinkle.
Yeah, I think so.
Sprinkle the well.
And there you
cooked
go. Look, it's really interesting, isn't it? Well, I
cashews.
find it really interesting. It's a bit sad, but I find it really interesting that I think the nuts look better if they've
with black
been
bits on them.
No. From the oven. Stop. Whatever you do, don't mention my burnt nuts. With it like nice golden brown.
Yeah,
all
that's what I
over.
like about it,
Yeah?
as opposed to the bits like that. And I've done that quite often as well. Burnt the nuts.
Now I'm going to take this off now
Yeah.
because it will be quite happy finishing cooking.
Will it be?
It will be quite happy to finish cooking
Yum.
with the lid on for the final 5 minutes.
And allowing it to rest a bit. And so on.
Exactly, allowing the chicken to just finish off cooking so that we haven't boiled the chicken to death with the rice. And I'd put this very delightful lid on again. But we decided that it would be quite funky to have this lovely Goan cuisine tomato kasundi on the top of that as well, because it's got a little bit of a kick to it. Tomatoes echoing the lovely tomato flavour in there. And this one is actually made in Perth, so if you've never had Goan cuisine before, it's a good idea to
Beautiful.
get a jar of that, because amazing in cheese sandwiches as well.
Is it really?
Oh, it is. It's really delicious.
Oh, it's
Like a-
pickles.
I know, but
cheese
it's-
and pickle sandwich.
this was one of the very first sort of range of pickles that came out in Perth.
Right. So
Nearly 20 years ago. Bry's fascinated
you
by
can
that,
get-
wasn't she? Let's move on. Okay.
you can get it from like IGAs and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And
he's
we
got really mean. Have you tried the green pickle
no,
chutney?
I have not tried the
If
green.
you like hot, try his
But
green
we
pickle
use in
chutney.
our other Indian class the tamarind
Yeah, that would also be really
uh,
nice with this
chutney,
as well.
which is beautiful.
Oh, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to do it a little bit like I did my lovely
All right,
picture.
I had a taste and it was really good.
Uh-huh.
I'm going in for a bit more.
Oh, you're going back in for a bit more.
Yeah. Remember,
Lovely.
rice is done. Can you see the beautiful long grains in there? Oh,
They
I was
are.
going to say you missed.
They're particularly. I know. I was just
It's really
food
hot.
styling there.
Was that another question or statement? No.
No.
Oh, it's
So
just-
next week, we are doing green goddess dressing.
we're getting into spring.
Yeah, on a beautiful, very simple but really effective iceberg lettuce salad with roasted beetroot as well. And we're going to cook a steak to go with that. Steak and beetroot and green goddess dressing and crunchy crisp salad is an absolutely awesome combination. So while we are
Enjoying our
enjoying our
lunch.
lunch,
Yeah.
we'll look forward to seeing you next week on Tuesday.
Tuesday,
whatever the date is.
12:30. We'll see
At
you
12:30. Yeah,
then.
we will see you then. Thanks so much for watching.